see? It's dope.
Dope, man. Is it just
Oh, so dope, man. I don't think.
There's that thing, I've got the remote control to that thing.
There we go.
so this is kind of from you, like.
Ah,
I'm a certain I told me.
yeah, everything is nice.
Doesn't matter what you're thinking. All that matters is what you're thinking.
Yeah, man. You need to come closer.
Okay, well, I mean, that's the director though. Hi, greetings everybody. So there's 3 cameras here. Hold on. Hi, greetings everybody. This is Wesley Pepper. This is the Art Lexcia. As you can tell, this is episode 1. This is episode 149, 148, 148. So that's cool. So I'm close to that 150 mark. We just had load shedding, just as we were setting up. The second time it's happened with Siza in the year. That is actually quite crazy. It's actually I don't know what to make of it. Yeah, so it's kinda I don't know. I think so we got 3 cameras running. On my left, in the middle, and the right, and the good news is that the ones on the flanks are iPhones, so they are the superior devices. So we figured we will use the technology that is available.
A natural light.
Yeah. So and I hope the sound works. I hope the sound works. But anyway, I've got 2 guests. Welcome everybody.
Thank you.
We just had load shedding. I guess we have to start off there. That's the most South African. There's nothing more South African than when you're just about to do something and something out of your control happens, and it happened to I don't think there's a single South African that doesn't have a similar story.
Well, I would like to say hello, family. It's been a minute. I've missed you guys. I've been going through. I've been going. As we say in South Africa, here is a saying, we are going through a lot. So
Okay.
I'm very happy to be back here. It feels very nice to be here. But yeah, the load shedding, I mean, you know what, Wes? We just had the elections. And I don't know what happened there. It all happened. I wasn't really conscious of anything because I don't think I care too much. But what I do care about is the fact that I made a song yesterday. And I think that's dope. And I think maybe as a country we need to learn to come back to the center maybe and see how we deal with the nonsensicality of things. Yeah, because I think we out there and we're doing dope things, we're trying ways. I'm wearing a Grand Manume t-shirt. The last time I was here, we were talking about the book. Book. Yes, we were talking about this book. And then Eben Zulu came through and was like, okay, let's take the poetry to the runway. And I thought it was great because it's Eben Zulu, you see. Yeah. So I think that's what I'm interested in, really, rather. And no ESCOM formed against us shall prosper.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. Sorry, I just...
Yeah, that's dope. Is it my turn?
Yeah, man, it's your turn. So just
very interesting points. To be adding what is going on with the country and how urgent it is that we do the work, and for me that comes as a segue for how much introducing myself wastes time for what has to be happening, But a name is always something that attaches people to behavior and action, and so my name is Dr. E, but your power is the most necessary thing that we need to be focused on, and some of that shows through electricity.
Yeah. I picked up the play with words there. It was very sharp. So let me just come in. Let's just take it because we are dealing with all these things out of our control. And Siza was like, let's just record anyway. Big up, Siza. Yeah, because I was like, nah, let's just, in my mind,
Great.
like, nah, just smoke another joint, have another drink. And okay, but now big up to that, and I appreciate it also says another dogs are chiming in.
I knew the dogs were gonna
It's
get
nature.
It's
Nature
it's part of
against
our lives.
system.
Yeah, that actually kind of threw me off. Let me just bring it back. I was gonna go somewhere because as much as we're talking about all the adversities, we have all three actually been working in on because as you know, we are, you know, I'm an entrepreneur, as everybody knows. Siza's a writer, Dr. E is both a musician, just an artist in general. And there's multiple projects, and just sort of wanted to talk about that. You know, other dogs are barking, they've been fed.
They're happy to eat.
Yeah.
It's okay.
So I was gonna say let's just run with that. Let's just start off with Siza because there is some stuff on my side, but I'm actually processing what I want to say and how I want to say it. Actually, I think that's important. So I don't know, because I know Siza, you've been talking. You got that track that we're playing today.
Yes.
The cover looks really fresh. It does. It looks yeah. It kind of that old what's that chick? Not nonchalant, but that kind of old school with Queen Latifah used to wear all these woodies on the cover, and they all look. I don't know. I'm a kid from. I grew up in the early '90s, and to me, that, you know, obviously that's the benchmark of music, because when you grow up, that's your benchmark is set. But it kind of had that nostalgic vibes to it. Yeah. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, and I think that's exactly what hip hop and my journey with Dr. E has been about. Just a little bit of a revival, because hip hop, I remember, is how I found my identity, how I found myself. It's becoming a poet, but hip hop gives you that ability to just be free, be yourself. We call it hip hop.
Yeah, now there's a car challenging our attention on the right hand side. So
No, but it's cool, you know,
Yeah.
because I think that's
We're
hip
at
hop.
war.
yeah,
Because-
constantly.
Yeah, and that's hip hop,
True,
because
yeah.
hip hop is life, man. It's the everydays that we're going through. And I remember in that song, we call the song "The Woman of the Moon," which is taken from the folk tale. Inganekwane in English.
Yeah, nigga, it's stories.
It's
once
it's
upon
a
time.
story, the once upon a time story that we heard of why the moon actually
Rapunzel.
has a silhouette of a woman with a log on her head and a child on the back.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah.
So it was just that memory which triggered a whole lot of real stuff, because that's why the sound happened, and maybe why the nostalgic feel to the cover as well, because it was just really
And we didn't even try to
moment.
think about it.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, okay, are you too busy doing your things on the phone? We need a cover right now, because we don't really need to think about it too much. It's just a moment that when you're in the moment, share it at that time when you feel it. So now there's so many things tied to our moments that we wait 3 weeks.
And thank you for that observation.
Here's another observation. Because let's just run with this, because you are what you talked about, that process. I've picked it up. So these days, as a creative, you gotta work on you gotta use what you have on the spot, and you are generally inspired by your physical surroundings, and you know, shit you literally been going through. And I always find like what you are going through kind of affects your medium.
Very critical timing.
Yeah, your
Very
medium
critical
especially.
timing. I just I was hearing you guys speak about someone who lost stuff, and
Yeah. Early on, yeah.
And this goes back to the point of when you can encapsulate a moment what can anybody steal from you? You know, because if you check it out, they can steal all our equipment and take all the work that we've worked on for years. You know, but if you can wake up in the morning and do a song, that makes you happy for like 10 days, at least 10 days of happiness.
Artist
Give you so much, you know. So we live in a crime-filled society due to other reasons that are part of the things like load shedding and all of that, like darkness, you know. Immediately darkness is introduced, other things happen, but we still have us. We still have the moments that we can capitalize on without even really trying to capitalize. Okay, let's do a song. You have some writings. Let's do a podcast.
We wrote.
We actually wrote.
We wrote that song.
You know? We're doing right now. There's no equipment, there's no power, but what we have is enough.
But you know what? I actually wanted to talk about a little bit because, you know, when we talk about the agency of art in our community right now, I remember Mama Nina Simone's definition of what an artist is.
Yeah, man.
And she says that it is a reflection of our times. So it makes me reflect on, by the way, as artists, we forget that we are human. And our experience is nothing actually to be ashamed of. It is a way of finding our feet and actually living maybe a manual. Because I know that, like, I got the manual and I revisited in my dreams, that kind of stuff. But like, I'm interested also in what other ways can we access the truth about being. And that is why I think like artists are so important, because what artists are able to do is just to reflect what's going on.
Artists are very much like this energy source. You sort of process the energy and you let out, whether it be music, a song, a poem, or whatever.
The same way as scientists, because it's you take in, you filter, and you take out. And it is received. So one of them is socially accepted and one of them is socially frowned upon. But both these processes merge something very critical, the meeting of our minds in a central space, which is like logic to the other person and then spirit to the other person. When you try to marry those two, you're gonna find very philosophical.
Interesting point about like the spiritual side of making, the process of making art. I just think that's an interesting point to sort of talk on like a bit more. That's very interesting because I know. I was gonna say something, but I think it's a bit negative. So let me rather just take that off the table. Let me look at something.
But I'm happy that he's choosing the positive rather than the negative, because sometimes
it's very easy for me to think.
You know?
So what I'm saying more like just to revert back to that point is I don't, you know, as an analogy, I was saying maybe with this, I don't know, this energy source, you know, the information comes through, we process it, and then we let something out. Having all of this adversity, I know that a lot of people use art to, and I'm talking other people, like normal people, people go to work and you know, 9 to 5 type of shit. They use art to escape, right? So we're actually very much custodians in sort of shaping, I would say, let's say 90, because we consider a very small population, let's say 98% of the population's dreams, fears, etc. So I think we should be, in that case, there should be a sense of responsibility about what we do. So despite XYZ, you can obviously, like it's easy for me to somebody hanging from a fucking noose, jumping down a lake, and then I'm like, yay, and I can rape, and what else is there?
But I think,
but you get
but I think
what I'm saying.
Yeah, and I think that's what's like in my journey nje, as a researcher, a scholar, an artist. I'm trying to unpack, like, I'm very much interested in the image of the Black society in particular, because I can relate. It's who I am. And how we portray that, you know, Thabo Lehlongwa Motufela always talks about, the common man, always talks about unpack the pain, like expose the wound so that it can heal. And that's where we artists come, because sometimes I think society has even forgotten, like, why are they bothered? Because like we have forgotten, like, what hurts in us, like, where are we broken?
It's all lost in the vocabulary.
Yeah,
I think it's all lost in the vocabulary, in a sense that, like, the minute you can vocalize what you are going through or what you need or whatever it is, it's the minute that consciously you can create on a solid basis. Like, if I say I want a microphone, then it probably won't take me long till I have a microphone. But the minute I'm gonna say I want something that records,
then you can't even define it.
yes.
Yeah.
So the problem of unpacking and deconstruction is that when you build,
Address the pain. Yeah, that's
when you build, if you want to remove what you build, then you demolish. So when you deconstruct, no one knows what deconstructing is. It's like, okay, remove one brick from the top and come down layer by layer. And we've never seen that process. How long does that process take? No one knows, no one can quantify anything about it. So the fact that we won't face things with what they are, we won't call them what they are,
And yeah,
you know, is what is preventing us from taking the first step. Because if you say we demolish, okay, yo, break down the wall,
why
bring
are
that
we
thing.
why are we burning?
Yeah, I would very
Tires
much.
in
I would very
libraries
much
and
like to be part of
schools.
the solution
Mm.
than
Yes,
part of the
yes,
problem.
yes.
Because we know
Yeah.
the problem.
Yeah, and like, you know, here's just another example. I published with Reunited Siblings. I started Collective in 2004, and we published our first book in December 2005, and me and a bunch of my friends, we collected a bunch of poetry at the time that was popping on all the stages around Joburg in this case. And the other day, as in not too long ago, I reread some of the stuff. And what's that, 2005, I just got a math blank there. I was going to impress everybody with my math skills.
Shame, good luck.
Okay,
Yeah,
yo,
we did
I was saying
that.
so many years, yo.
I can't even help you right now. Like 2005, 2024.
Don't you tell me around, man.
Okay, sorry for that. I was going to impress everybody.
No.
But back then in 05, 04, because we collected the poetry in 04.
Oh, then that's easy. That's 10 years.
Oh yeah, we okay. Whew. You see, he tried to impress everybody. I kind of made myself a buffoon because I couldn't figure that out.
Who is
That's
sure?
simple
All of
math.
us are not sure right now.
Yeah,
You know,
it's-
I'm also
it's
not
okay.
sure. Like I'm 10
And it's
years.
not like everybody watching the
tentative.
show.
10 years
okay,
tentative.
okay.
Yes.
Let's just move on. I was just looking like buffoons. Let's just be smart
No,
because
no,
I
no.
got a
Don't.
dope as like
You've
like
got academics.
fucking like thing here in 04
Yeah.
on the poetry stages, Newtown, Melville, etc. People were positive, bro.
Yes.
They were positive. They were happy
Yes.
to be black.
Yes.
They were positive. Actually, that sister since passed on. Actually,
Yes.
about her black skin, and she was proud of this.
Remember
Like,
that, yeah.
there was people who were celebrating. No, I'm actually, I'm actually Irie. There was a sister, there was a brother talking about the beauty of a sunset and looking at like nuances of the sunset, like that, like how it smells, how it looks, how it feels. There was like really these days, fast forward like almost 2 decades later, now it's a different story. People are if I should do a similar thing, There'll be identity politics. There'll be depression. There'll be anxiety. What's it? Is it the same thing? Anxiety, mental illness. I don't know if it's the same thing.
Mental
It,
illness,
it's
gender-based
but
violence.
there'll be that shit. There'll be a lot of rape. There'll be a lot of anger and bitter and yeah, fucking load shedding, fucking potholes. If you have a car, you're gonna talk about potholes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yo, bro, you just reminded me of something. Like, it's called the problem solution paradigm. Like, yo,
I just think it's interesting times.
yeah, before you become fully an artist the way you wanna be, then you must solve enough problems in order for you to be there. You must solve load shedding. You must solve food. You must solve black tax.
We can't do
You
that.
must solve fees must fall.
And actually, who
And
heals
then-
the healer?
That's a very good. That's a very good thing. Who do we go to?
Where
We
do
can't go
we-
to a
We
doctor.
spoke of that thing again.
What's
Remember
this?
the AI
Is they
thing?
called the shrink?
You-
I don't have money for that.
Psychologist.
Remember
Yeah.
we spoke about it?
Appointment.
The guy who hugs everybody.
Yeah.
Some
Yeah.
people now are getting the people who are getting hired to hug people. Who
The
hugs
hugger.
them?
Who hugs them?
Who
Well,
hugs
the
hugger?
sex part. That's a
The
point.
sex part.
The sex part
Oh my
will
God.
hug and fuck them.
And then who deals with all that? What does the
And the
cause
sex
moves?
part is available
Deal with that stress.
24/7. There's no stress and no love or like nah. Like
But also,
bad
like, guys,
breath.
you know, I'm really just
Sorry,
concerned.
can I just,
Yes.
I don't know. Are we cutting?
Yes, we
cut
can
into-
pose.
I'll pause here.
Commercial break.
Oh, this is it.
No, he's my same with we'll publish it.
Yeah.
And,
Not bad, eh?
And yeah, we try to. It'll be interesting to see how the video, because I'm watching here as we're talking now. The sun is setting and I saw the camera
Yeah.
sort of adjusting to the
To the
fading
setting.
light.
Yeah.
In fact, let me actually open this one here.
Wesley, I'm very impressed with this conversation. I think it's so organic, like it feels like the old times. Oh, my friend, you're healing me again. Woo! Remember?
Oh, now there's like an advert for Toyota here behind.
We can put our painting here. They don't know us.
Now, what's the
Paint it, put it, paste it.
maybe I can put that stuff.
Rahada, because we what? We are the money.
And look, let me also 6'9".
That's it.
Don't worry, that's
So much more.
Guys, I need us to talk about where the money in the...
Yes, it's the segue. It's the segue, baby.
But so far so good.
So far, so good. Yes, come on.
This is nice. I've been doing good
Oh, darling, that's what you do. Oh,
We're on to the next
official smoke break.
Yeah.
Are you checking what I'm saying? Don't get the legs, the chorus, and the left. They see you.
I can tell you if you were streaming this live.
Yo.
A ridiculous amount of views.
Especially for the...
Yeah, you're right. I'm definitely taking that. You can, and still Sunday, still this time. I think we'll probably be going for
Don't you want to
Hey, but I know what kind of electricity is. With back of my mind, I'm sort of thinking like, hey,
But we can have like 2 minutes and look at the sun.
yeah, but
Let's leave it, man. Let's
half
go
an
deep.
hour.
Still look around.
Oh,
Crushing it. Lord Jesus.
Half an hour.
But there's no crunch. And scissoring is going to take, I don't know how to scissor. You guys need to buy lighters. Oh, hire
don't know
people
how to
to smoke. Hire.
Yeah, Cat Williams got something or Uzi, we can go. And it's both medium. He says it's funny. He says he can't.
Or should I crush
You
some?
sound like yeah.
I can crash it.
Okay, I'll.
Okay.
If someone can crash, I can do. If someone can do.
I can crush.
I cannot think while I crash and roll. I need to.
And I think
The camera is still room.
Yeah.